All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel here. Going to be reacting to Nick Rekieta talking about why his law license is suspended. This should be great. Let's see what he thinks, what he says in his own words. As a response to someone in this chat. That's all I know. Okay, I want to react to this like live in the moment with you guys. Okay, let's press that play button.
Debbie says, I think I heard you say and said in the chat your law license is suspended. Sure, you explained this, but can you do it again for me? Sure. You're the best law commentary and you're supported. Yeah.
Best law commentary. Is that a troll or is that real? You know? I guess everyone has like the one the one super supporter that never goes away, but it might be a troll.
Again for me, sure. You're the best law commentary and you're supported. Yeah, during my, I mean, it's nothing crazy. During my legal woes and personal woes that accompanied that, I did not keep up with my required continuing legal education.
Okay. So you mean your personal woes? Dude, you lost it before your major drama happened. Like, you had already lost it when what the CPS stuff happened. So like you lost it because you were too busy partying. Okay, it wasn't important to you. Your law license was not important to you. Otherwise you would have taken care of it. You know, you're making crazy money, a lot of money on YouTube. You thought the party was going to last forever. You're making so much. I guess you thought you had the rock star life, right? And you wanted to live that. In the house that your kids are at. You know, it's like, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to be a lawyer. What are you doing here, man? You know, instead of taking care of your law license, you were, extorting stuff, okay? It's just crazy, man. And dude, like, in sharing your wife around. Like, it's a lack of priority is what it is. Like, it wasn't important to you. What was important to you instead was talking about this thing, promoting this thing called the Baldo. You know, that was much more important to you than a law license. But let's continue.
My reporting period came up during that time, and I did not. I haven't finished my continuing legal education, so effectively,
haven't finished, haven't started, haven't even started. I guarantee you, he hadn't even started it. He hadn't even, and the thought never occurred to him.
Every 3 years, I have to report 45 hours of continuing education, and there are a couple requirements, like you have to take a couple hours of ethics, etc. Doesn't really matter.
Which you didn't do. You did none of that. No attempt, right? And why was that? Why was that? Why did you not do that? Will you say why? Will you say you were partying too hard? Will you do that? Will you be honest about that?
I haven't done it for this reporting period, and so it's my license is suspended until I go ahead and get that accomplished, and then ask them to reinstate me. But that, I mean, that's what I have to do. That's not like they removed it for a cause other than I didn't do the thing that's a requirement.
The basic thing there that you have to do to, keep up with it. Yeah. Which you know about, which you could have done if you weren't just partying all the time. All right.
But we'll get around to it. It's not a big deal. It's just it's a chunk of time.
It's not a big deal. His law license is suspended. Not a big deal. He'll get it back. Let's say he gets it back. Who's going to take him as a lawyer?
For one, and it, these the classes cost money, so I want to make sure that I do them all at the same time, and maximize my my expenditure, because you can buy like a pass that'll give you access to all of the material, all of the courses, for example, rather than buying individual courses. And if you plan it out right, you can save yourself a little cash. But I don't practice. So
no way. You don't say. You don't practice. Well, it seems evident from all your failings and all the stuff recently that, yeah, you clearly don't practice. Which is like, I don't know why anyone would watch a rekietalaw stream. Because it's like the stuff he's saying, it's like, what do you know? Like, do you even do any of this stuff? Like, because the things you try to do, they end in ruin. They don't work out for anyone. That's Vic Mignogna, right? How well did it work out for you? You outsmarted the system. And you're playing games with like Whip It and stuff, which is crazy, which is insane, man. Okay.
I maintain my license because I worked hard for it, but I don't need it functionally right now. So it kind of got low.
Exactly. You didn't need it. It wasn't important to you.
Low priority during everything else being a fucking disaster. Stream your CLEs. I thought about that, but that would be a massive, that's a copyright violation. I'd be stealing their materials and restreaming them. For like, if you're practicing, there's a lot of practical uses for continuing education. One,
well, I mean, he could stream himself taking it. He doesn't have to put it on the screen. He doesn't have to do that. Anyway,
if you're moving into a different field of law, or if you have a case in a different field of law, and you need to catch up on, what the current status of law is, because every state has its own Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court,
which you might need,
makes decisions as well. And then, of course, you have the state appellate courts and the national appellate courts. All of those can impact the practice of law in any practice area. And so if you're not up to date on those, you may not be serving your client very well. So that's one of the uses. I mean, and the other is just if you are consistently working in a practice area, you just want to keep up with those changes, as they happen. But, one's a keep up, one's a catch up. The other can just be general curiosity. And some of the continuing education stuff is.
I'm hearing a lot of talk, but no accountability. That's what I'm hearing.
Really, really interesting. I like when there's very specific legal issues that they offer a full class on for that.
And in fact, the more he talks, the less it helps him. The more it hurts him, because he's digging himself a hole. He doesn't realize this. What he's really saying is, hey, there's these things I could have taken that could have brought me up to speed on legal proceedings, legal things that are important to me as a lawyer. That probably would have helped me. But, I thought I was better. I thought I was smarter, than everyone else. Which, if you have paid attention to Nick Rekieta's legal troubles, is kind of astonishing, right? It's kind of like, oh, wow. Well, if I know one lawyer that probably could have benefited from some refresher training, and I'm looking at him right now.
Practical that involves in-depth sort of notes on practice and how you address certain things. Because, it's one thing to research like second-degree assault in Minnesota, right? But if there's specific cases that really hammer in on one of the sections, one of the subdivisions of second-degree assault, and your client's in there may be like a full-on lecture that tells you all of the current law, the main citations, what you need to look for, how you address it. Some of the other ones are procedural.
Like, it's like, this is a good, I think he thinks this is a good strategy. And I was about to say it is, because he'll bore you with all this talk. By the time he's done, you might think he actually answered the question, or that somewhere in there he put some accountability, but he did not. He's telling you what it is, what the purpose of these courses are. which, as he does, makes it seem like, okay, then you clearly need them. But he's not. It's funny how he didn't go into this much detail about like why he didn't take them, why he didn't even start them, because he was too busy powdering his nose and sharing his wife around with the village, or with Adam, or whatever, or all the guys in some hotel or some resort. Okay.
Sorts of law with really specific practice, like debt collection, for example. For debt collectors who are trying to recover money for their clients or for themselves, if they bought the contract, they have very specific rules that they have to follow. And if they don't follow those rules, the person who they're trying to collect from actually has a cause of action against them. But the requirements are really specific. And but if you know those requirements, you know what your client can be entitled to, and you know what to go after, and you know exactly what you're going to what you're going to put in your demand letter straight out the gates. So those sorts of things are actually really interesting. I don't mind doing them. I just wasn't in a place to pay attention to any CLE during the pendency of what I was going through. Your court time didn't act as continued education. No,
no. You going to court doesn't act like no. No, not at all.
Which I think is unfair. I also think that, unironically, think that trial streaming has could be qualified.
You're trial streaming
As continuing legal education.
I don't even know why. Well, I know why you're doing it, because it's all you have, and you have to do it. But I don't know why anyone would unironically watch you for coverage. You of all people at this point. It's like watching TSP for gaming.
It maybe you can qualify certain things in the alternative. I don't think they would give you the full hours, right? But maybe if they, if you're watching an entire trial and they give you like an hour or two of criminal law, I don't know, who knows?
There you have it, guys. So we heard all that in that clip. What did we hear? We heard Nick Rekieta explain what those courses are, and by doing so, he kind of showed put some light on how important they are, right? And what the purpose is, and how they could have benefited Rekieta, and if Rekieta had even started them. But I don't think Rekieta even started these courses, okay? Not one. Because he was too busy living the life as a rock star. He thought he was a rock star. I mean, he was making crazy money on YouTube. He was the #1 YouTube law guy. He was on the Johnny Depp trial. Was crazy for him, right? Very crazy, very successful, very lucrative. So yeah, the money was coming in. It was turning it into powder. It was going up his nose. Okay? He was having swinger parties. Okay? He was doing, he was getting the fast cars and living fast, living loose, making wild choices, not really caring about the consequences, because he's untouchable. He's a god. He doesn't need his law license. That's not important to him, because he's on top of the world. He has it all. That's what happened, clearly, right? Anyway, you let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. What do you think about it, all right? Y'all take it easy and have a good one.